Hey guys, it's July 1st, and that means that Molly is 7 months old today. And I'm gonna get right started because she has done so much stuff this month. So, first of all, she is reaching proficiently. She grabs everything she can get her hands on, and she grabs toys and holds on to toys and plays with toys. My parents bought her some toys for their house, and she loves them. Sorry, I have a cold. I had a summer cold, so that's why my voice is a little off. Um, and she loves bags, like any bag in her reach, she'll grab and play with. And she loves hair. She grabs everybody's hair, not like a lot. She doesn't like pull it really hard, but she loves to like grab hair. And she loves paper. Right now she's playing with some paper, but her pacifier's in, so she's not going to eat it. um, she can 100% grab her pacifier, pick it up, turn it around, and put it in her mouth the right way. And if she drops it and we're holding her, we like put her on the floor, like hold her over towards her pacifier, she'll reach out and put it in her mouth. So that's been really fun. And so when she starts to use a spoon and a fork when she eats, I think she might have an easier time because she knows where her mouth is now with that. So that's really exciting. And when she's in her infant carrier and I unbuckle the straps, she's starting to like take her arms out of the straps so that it's like easier for me to take her out. So that's been fun. She reaches for my boobs when she's hungry. Like she grabs like right here and kind of tries to pull down. She also when she wants to be held, she'll like raise her arms up. Like if we're nearby and like starting to pick her up, she'll like raise her arms up. And when she's being held by someone and someone walks by and she wants to be held by them instead, she'll like turn and like reach for them. So she's doing that. She's starting to play with toys. Like I said, she has discovered toys and she'll reach out and like pick them up and stuff. And in the next couple months she's going to start banging them to make noise, and she's going to start to be able to operate simple toys. So that's something that I'm looking forward to because then she can occupy herself. I'm pretty sure that she's got object permanence. Like she doesn't like look for stuff that's like covered, but like if we're on our phone and she tries to grab it and we like hide it, she'll look for it. And if we play like the hide and seek game or whatever, like if she's being held by one of us and the other of us like kind of hides behind them, like she knows that we're there and she thinks that's hilarious. So I'm pretty sure she's got object permanence. Um, and these next updates are her eating updates because she's eating solid foods now. Now that she's 6 months old and she doesn't gag when things go in her mouth, like we've been giving her a lot more food. She prefers baby-led weaning over purees on a spoon. She likes to be able to hold the food that she's eating and like look at it and taste it. And she also prefers just like solid food in her mouth. She doesn't chew yet. She prefers to suck on something until it dissolves. So her favorite food is Cheerios. She loves Cheerios. That's pretty much her staple food right now is Cheerios. And then she just eats whatever we eat. Like, we'll be eating something, we'll just like take little bites off and give it to her. She still loves bread, that's like one of her favorite foods. And she loves Cheerios. They melt in her mouth, and so she loves them. That cereal I talked about last week, I haven't tried to find it again because Cheerios also dissolve in her mouth and they work fine. But yeah, she also loves French fries. Like I'll put a fry in her hand and she'll like kind of gnaw at it. Like she won't like eat it. I'll put some in her mouth, but like usually it just gets stuck in her mouth because it doesn't dissolve. So if it's a big enough piece, I'll have to go digging for it. But she does love fries, and she just eats little bites of whatever we eat. We aren't really doing the like new food every 3 days thing. She hasn't like shown anything that would move us to do that, so we're just taking it by ear, and she's just letting us know what she wants to do, which is what baby-led weaning is.
There you go.
She doesn't quite have a pincer grasp like this, but she's getting close right now. We'll put her in her high chair, and she'll go to eat Cheerios. but she'll just like grab her whole fist around it, and then when she goes to put it in her mouth, like when she opens her fist, it just like falls out, and so she gets frustrated. And so if we hand her a Cheerio, instead of her taking it, she'll just grab our whole hand and like move our hand to her mouth that way. And so most of the Cheerios that she eats, we feed her. Well, she's okay with that. But once she can pick it up herself, I'm pretty sure that she'll want to do it on her own and won't want us to do it for her, which is fine with me. Um, and I do have a picture of her eating some Cheerios.
What kind of face is that? You love those.
The next thing that she's doing is that she is sitting up with no hands, and that's really exciting for me.
Look at you. Good job.
She can sit independently and she can lift up her hands. If she falls over, she doesn't know how to get back into a sitting position because she really doesn't care about sitting. She would rather crawl than sit, and so she's more focused on like being on her tummy and moving her arms and hoping that something happens. But she can sit up on her own. And when she falls over, usually she like kind of turns sideways and falls like on like her tummy as opposed to like her back. When I pull her up to like sitting, like I'll grab her arms and like pull her up, she will go all the way to standing. Like she doesn't want to sit. She like goes all the way to a stand. And so she can stand with me holding on to her. She also stands in her extra saucer pretty well. She's getting pretty good at balancing. She's not there, of course, but she's a little wobbly, but I'm pretty sure she's gonna walk way before she's a year old. And she'll sometimes take steps with us, like when we hold her, but she just loves standing. She just wants to walk so bad. The funniest thing about her is that if we're sitting, we're holding her on our lap, she'll like arch her back and like climb down, like she wants to run away, but she can't even stand on her own, so she just like stands there and gets mad. But she is starting to hold on to furniture without us holding on to her. So she's like getting pretty close to cruising. She needs to get more balance first, but yeah, she's on the move. And she'll stand like holding on to a table or something, so that's been really fun for us to watch. Except I'm not like super excited for her to walk, but she's getting there. She's had her first shopping cart experience, and I have a movie of that, but I'm actually going to show you that later because something else is in the video I'm going to talk about later. She also sat in her first restaurant high chair. The next thing I'm going to talk about is teething. She is definitely teething. The symptoms for her is just that she chews on everything and that she's just like a little bit more cranky, like things that normally would make her a little mad make her like full out cry. So it really hasn't been too bad. She hasn't been drooling. She hasn't had like bad diapers or anything like that. She just is definitely like she chews on her fingers. She chews on her pacifier. This is one thing that I was talking about with the first shopping cart video. That actually wasn't her first shopping cart, it was like her second, but whatever, you can still see it. So one thing that she does is she on purpose will flip the bottom of her pacifier shield into her mouth and chew on it. Like she did it on accident last month, but this month she does it on purpose, and because she does it on purpose, I know it's because she's teething. So I have that video.
She's going nom nom. Look at her in the shopping cart.
And she is chewing on everything, and her doctor at her appointment like felt her gums, and like her teeth aren't like popped up yet, but she can like feel that they're about to. And like I can see these two little like tiny kind of like bump things. I'm probably seeing things that aren't really there. I'm just really excited for her to get teeth, and if she's like me, she's gonna get teeth in like a week is when they're gonna pop through. So I'm anxiously awaiting that, but I'm also not, because it's gonna hurt when I nurse. Okay, one thing about her, one really funny quirk about Molly that like I don't know of any other kids that do, is that when she cries, she blows raspberries, and I have a little video clip of that. I always forget that it's like not a normal thing. Like she does it all the time, so I'm used to it. And then people come over and they laugh so hard when she does it, and I'm like, oh yeah, that's right. Like babies don't do that. Like Molly's the only one I know of that does that. Another thing is, she's starting to babble a little bit. Like she'll also blow raspberries, like babbling, like she'll do that, and she's starting to not make like syllables, but she goes like eh, and we go back and forth. So I have a little video of us going back and forth.
Eh, 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 eh.
And she shrieks loudly, like not all the time. She's not like a real yelly baby. Is that even a word? But she does like have her moments where she'll just like really loud, and then of course it's during church, and I'm just like quiet. But usually like with her pacifier in, she'll like not do that or just like won't do it as much, and she doesn't do it a whole lot, so that's nice. Usually she's okay. Okay, at night she is still getting up like twice to eat, but she a couple times will wake up and I'll go to nurse her and she like won't nurse. She'll just like roll over and grab her pacifier and put it in her mouth and go to sleep. So I'm like, okay. So I think she's finally getting fuller during the day and not eating as much at night, and I'm totally happy with that because I would love to get more sleep. And she still sleeps with us. I don't see that changing anytime soon. We have put her pack and play like right next to our bed, and I'm gonna try to start putting her in it, but I'm pretty sure that like I will just feel when the time is right, and it's just not right now. Molly's gonna be kind of hard to wean. It's gonna have to be on her terms because her entire life she has not slept unless she's like touching us or knows that we're like right next to her. And I don't see that changing actually anytime soon, but she is getting big enough that it's like kind of annoying for us to be in her bed sometimes, and so I might try to kickstart that and get her into the pack and play that's next to our bed. And I don't know if I'll keep it on the bassinet sitting. I know I'm not supposed to once she can like get out of it, but I will see how that goes. And for her crib, I'll probably wait. She probably won't be in her crib until she's at least like a year old, at least. So her crib is in her bedroom right now, and I haven't been using it for naps lately, but I'll know when the time is right. As for like her diapers and stuff, one thing I'm doing is I'm doing what's been called like casual potty training, where every time that I see that she's pooping, I tell her, I'm like, oh, you're going poopy, so that when she gets older, she knows like what going poopy means, and so that when it's time for her to potty train and I tell her to sit on the toilet and go poop, she knows what I want her to do. And that's just some random thing that I read off Pinterest, and I really liked it. And then like as for pooping, she is starting to not poop every day. She poops maybe every like other or every 2 days now, and it's starting to get solid because now she's eating solid foods, and it's mostly just Cheerios. But that's a step in, growing up. It's a nice little milestone that they eat more solids and their poop gets solid. So that's happening, but she's not constipated. Like I was kind of worried because she didn't poop for like 2 days one time, and I could see her like pushing, but she still passed gas like no problem, and she wasn't in pain and her tummy wasn't hard, and so she's just not pooping every day anymore, which is okay with me. It means that she doesn't blast her panties as much because I kind of know when she's gonna poop, although the last couple times I've changed her too soon, which I know is kind of gross, but it's part of motherhood. So but she hasn't made a huge mess, thankfully, because I always change her with a towel under her. So I just keep cleaning her up and just go from there. It's not a big deal. Socially, she loves to smile at other kids. She loves other babies. Like in the crying room at church, there's always like other kids in there, and she'll just like turn and like stare at them. And, like there's this little tiny newborn in there a lot, and Molly just stares at her like, oh, there's like looking at this little baby. And there's this kid that's like 7 months older than Molly that goes to church with us, and he loves baby girls, I guess. And so he'll like walk up to her, and on Sunday he walked up to her and I was holding her on my lap, and she like gingerly like reached her hand out like to his cheek. Like I know she just wanted to grab his face, but it was so cute. She had her hand like right on his cheek, and then he like looks at her. He had his fingers up his nose, and then he like gently reaches and like sticks his finger in her mouth. And I was like, oh, kids, and it was just so cute. It was this cute little moment that they shared. And so, if he stays and like if his mom doesn't move, then I bet they are gonna grow up together and have some fun times at church. Um, and Molly is definitely a daddy's girl. She loves her daddy. I mean, she loves me too, but she loves her daddy. She smiles for him all the time. She also loves my dad. She sees him all the time. And she's definitely a daddy's girl. And she loves Ben's family, but she definitely prefers us over, like, people. It has to be, like, if she's in the mood for it. If she's not in the mood for it, she'll cry when other people hold her until we hold her or she knows we're nearby or whatever. So she's starting to prefer us over other people, which is kind of nice, but also like, oh, I want to go with them so I can do something. But that's been nice, and she loves my mom. Holds my mom holds her all the time. And my sister is starting to play with her a little bit. My sister's still really kind of like nervous and shy because Molly's not old enough to like really play with her. But once Molly's old enough, Kian will love hanging out with her.
Make a good aunt, Kendra. Make a very good aunt. I didn't want to be in the picture. What? Yeah, but she's. I can sit over. You don't have to sit in that chair.
And then as for her, like, her height and stuff, she graduated a size 3 Loves halfway through last month. So now she's in size 3 diapers, and they fit her way better. The size 2s were getting really small. They were like super low cut, and she was starting to leak out the top because they were just like bikini cut. And so we went up to size 3, and she's doing great with those. And in clothing, she's kind of all over the place. She's solidly in 6-month clothing, like Carter's 6-month clothing. But she can go all the way up to 12 months. Like, it doesn't really matter if the onesie's like 6 or 6 to 9 or 9 or 12 month, like, she can wear them. And then, like, she still has this pair of jeans that are like 3 to 6 months that she still wears just fine because she's a skinny little girl. And they're capris anyway, so it doesn't matter if they're a little short. And, like, some of her 6 to 3 month, like, onesies she can still wear, but not the pants that go with them. And so she's just getting taller and getting bigger. And, like, at her checkup, she weighed what, like almost 16 pounds. So yeah, she's getting solid and she's getting really tall. She was 26.5 inches long, so she's grown like 6 inches since she was born, and she's just getting taller and taller. And that's it for her, so I'm gonna be back with my 7-month postpartum update. Bye!